in the
Welcome.
making. Lekker, man. How are you, Alberic?
Annie, how's it? Yeah, good to be here. As a Stormers ding, as you can see, we're showing us. We are unbiased TV show. I don't know if you guys notice. We're very unbiased. We don't choose sides. We don't, we're very unbiased. From our side, we don't choose teams. From my side, I'm totally unbiased. Yeah, I mean, as you can see. But yeah, your
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Happy Heritage Day and history in the making. We are live for the very first time with our show. Obviously, by demand, the people and the viewers asked for this. They wanted a live show, and today we here. I hope they all at home watching us. So to all the viewers on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, good evening to you, and I hope you will participate in the show. Yeah,
Lekker,
very
lekker, lekker.
we chose Heritage Day because we are a diverse country, a unique country, and more specifically, rugby is part of our heritage. So on our very first show of Tekkel Talk show, we had a feature of Newlands, and we had just had a chat about everything about Newlands speaks to the heritage of us, the rugby, the braai, the beer, the friendship, the camaraderie. What more can you ask?
Well, I mean, I think we've all been craving for that, and I think it's evident in how people's been, the responses have been to the announcement, and people have been waiting for SA Rugby just to say, we're having live rugby. Well, all that said, we do know the circumstances is going to be in. That talks about being in a bubble and these guys being obviously protected from any, scenarios where they could be affected by the coronavirus. But we're just happy to see rugby on TV again. I mean, live rugby is, nothing better than that. Kijk, ek het nou deur catch-up gegaan al, ek het nou deur 'n klomp ou goed, ek het nou al ou YouTube clips gaan soek al. Just to see some rugby and yeah, we're just excited. We're just excited to see rugby. It's fantastic.
And I can see you went all out. We said, listen, we're gonna bring some gears and some flavor, but you went all out. I see a flag behind you, a flag on your neck. But say SA Rugby jersey. So yeah, you really went all out on this Heritage Day, and you really took it to the next level.
Maar kijk, look, yeah, this is how it normally is. I mean, I normally have the flag here in the room. I mean, I just coincidentally sat here, and I normally, before I go sleep at night, I normally have this, this, I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, that's what I normally do. It's nothing from my side. I mean, I'm totally unbiased, like I said. So yeah.
Speaking of that, live rugby is back. Live rugby is back. We've been waiting so long. It's been with the coronavirus, some load shedding. We've been craving rugby. It's back this weekend. Super Fan Saturday. The Sharks takes on the Bulls, and the Stormers takes on the mighty Lions at Loftus Versfeld. I want the viewers to also get involved here. Live rugby is back. What is your expectation this weekend, Alberic?
I mean, there's only one team that's going to be on that field Saturday, and that's clear. It's going to be, look, I don't know, but yeah, look, again, I chose to wear my Bok. Sorry to say, a Bok. It's about SA Rugby at the end of the day. It's about seeing our teams in action and just backing the teams. I mean, everybody's going to watch, whether you're a Lion supporter, Bulls, Sharks, Stormers. You're going to be watching both games, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's great that people can get and interact and see it. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic Saturday. I think people are really going to come through. And yeah, I think like the braai fires were going on today, it's going to be on like that on Saturday as well. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic, man.
Definitely. And I've been following some of the professional players during the lockdown. These guys didn't slip up. They didn't wait for the virus to pass. Some of them have gone all out with home gyms, keeping their body in shape. So that is, for me, that is probably the biggest thing to watch, is to see, especially the World Cup winning Springboks. In which condition will these players be? I mean, it's difficult for professionals to be laid off, in isolation, not working in a team structure, but still having to keep that level of fitness. So I think, having seen some of them, I followed Elton Yankees on social media, Sia Khaleesi, and some of Cheslin Colby's clips. These guys are still very fit. They look after themselves very well. Um, we're hoping not to see that rustiness that we expect, but for sure it's been a long layoff. But hopefully the guys will be upward.
No, for sure. I think we've been also following what's been happening in Europe with regards to the SA players. They're obviously much fitter than I mean match fit at least. But with that said, it will be great to see the talent coming through the ranks. The depths that lies behind the Sia Khaleesi's and all the other players from the other unions that will also obviously want to show their hand and what they can do. So a fantastic opportunity for youngsters coming through. And we'll go through the team sheets in a short while. A lot of young players, a lot of new players that are coming through that will have the opportunity to lift their hand up and say, you know what, I'm here as well, and I want to be accounted for. And so, yeah, I mean, for that purpose, it'll be great to see it. I mean, again, the players, it's been a while since they've been, in lockdown, and like you said, you follow some of these players. A lot of these guys do, they're professionals, so they'll find their ways to push ups or burpees, whatever, just to keep fit, to keep their blood pumping, to make sure that when the time comes and lockdown is over and they have the opportunity to play, that they are, ready. But I mean, when it comes to match fitness, nothing like match fitness. I think it's an opportunity for like I said, players to really put up their hands and yeah. I mean, I got a few comments coming through. Obviously guys commenting on my Coke. So thanks for that, Clayton. And furlough coming through with my unbiased look, but yeah, it seems like he's a Sharks fan.
I happen to know Furlough very well. Like he's from a place called Abbotsdale, my hometown. And he's supporting a very good team. He's I can see his comment there. He's also got a nice cap. Like amper soos hy ouetjie wat sy radio rap se kappietjie net. Wat hy op het daarso. But yeah, this guy is a big Shark supporter. Before we get into the team, there's big news. Hanrey Pollard injured. One of the pivotal players for the Springboks. Ek verstaan hy's uit met 'n injury and nou cue die ouens vir daai nommer 10 jersey. Obviously Elton Yankees being the guy that is going to be in the inside lane. There's three other guys I want to mention. The one is Kerwin Bosch. I see he's in the larger Shark squad. The other one is probably one of your favorites. I know he's one of your darlings, Damian Willemse. And then there's another guy that is now playing very well in Europe, Robert Dupree. So those three guys queuing up and wanting obviously to fill the shoes of Hanrey Pollard. Now this is very significant because Hanrey Pollard will be injured, and also we are hoping that Pollard will be fit for the British and Irish Lions tour in 2021. However, someone needs to be his deputy, and it is now the opportunity for Kerwin, for Damien, for Elton, maybe for Robert, but also there's other young players coming through. I've seen a youngster, Jordan Chait, that is also part of the broader Shark squad. I rate the youngster very highly. I know my 10 jersey, no, as hot commodity. Young players wants to step up and they want to obviously play behind Hanrey Pollard and perhaps a Trump Elton Yankees for 2021. Your take?
No, for sure. No, exactly. I think you nailed on it. I think just those names alone are some great talent. I mean, Kerwin Bosch has been in the ranks for a while. Obviously, Damien Willemse as a shot to prove himself on 10. I mean, he's been jumping between fullback and fly off over the last while. And you probably want to cement himself for that number 10 spot. But with that said, there is the younger guys coming through. I mean, Robert Dupree has also been in the ranks for a while. And interesting enough, he'll be match fit. I mean, he's obviously been playing on that side. So you'll be keen. I mean, fans will want to see how he performs. And it'll be interesting to see who that teams are for the green and gold matchups. That's going to be on the 3rd October. So I think it just bodes well. It bodes well for SA Rugby. So
I see there's a lot of traffic on social media. We're going to mention some of them, but let's just have a peek at Eugene Sieverts. The guy he's saying the guys will be fit. game fit, obviously a whole different dimension, and that is the concern. He's 100% spot on. This guy's been in the gym. They've been working on their cardio fitness, but that 80 minutes between the line, making the hits, falling, getting up, doing it for with high intensity until the coach obviously subs you. But the perception is that these players should be able to do it for 80 minutes, week in and week out. Now I'm telling you now, Alberic, it's not as easy. You can be a professional guy. You can run around the block. You can do your grits. You can go into burpees. You can lift heavy weights. But the moment you get back onto that field after a layoff, jy gaan skielik begin besef hier's 'n spier wat ek lanklaas geweet het hy is daar en the match fitness, like Eugene is mentioning, that is the one thing I'm going to look out for. The other one is the error rate. You would think these guys, the error rate should be down to zero, but with having played so long ago, I guarantee you there's going to be knock-ons, there's going to be drop balls, there's going to be straight passes, there's going to be kicks into touch directly. As klein goedjies wat jy verloor when you play, when you are starved of game time. And that is something that we will have to look at, because the time is very, very short going into December and the rugby championships.
No, exactly, and I think that's what everybody's getting for, is the hope of that's the big debate. Will the Boks play in the rugby championship? And we'll probably have to see after this weekend's game. And with what happened in New Zealand, and they've had a massive competition with their Super Rugby teams all playing against each other. You could see that every week the levels have stepped up, and that's for the fact of rustiness being worn off, and guys getting used to conditions again. And again, that was opportunities for young guys to come through. If you look at what Caleb Clark, and all these youngsters that are proving a point, and again to the guys that are playing this coming weekend, it's a massive opportunity to show themselves, and to show that they can overcome rustiness, they can overcome they haven't been playing it, so being match fit is a big thing. So it's going to be very interesting. Did I mention Stormers are going to win? Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the Stormers should pull this one through. They can be they're very fortunate they're not playing the Sharks. But that wait is for another day. Let's have a sneak peek. Let's have a sneak peek at some of the teams. And I want the viewers to come in here. We couldn't find all the starting lineups. I think some of the sides only reveal their biggest squads. But let's have a look at some of the teams. And we want our viewers to just come in here, because there are quite a few new names. For the Bulls specifically, a lot of youngsters back. Kurt Lee Arendse obviously made his name there on the 7th Circuit. He is in the broader Bull squad. But for you, Alberic, the two names that jumps out for you probably would be the names of Nizam Kar and Gio Eplon. The boys from Cape Town will wear the blue jersey.
It's a hartseer man.
Two of the most talented in recent years for the Western Province franchise went overseas and now will wear the Blue Bulls jersey. Ek weet nie, ek gaan 'n groot skok wees vir die Kaapenaars net.
No, exactly. And would have been, if this was a game player in Eunice, would have been interesting to see how the fans would actually react to that. I mean, again, Gio Eplon is a darling. I mean, was a darling of Eunice for a very long time. So there won't be any animosity from a VP or Stormers fan. But looking at the Bull squad, I mean, it's a fantastic squad. They've got really, they've got good players. They've got youngsters coming through. They've got a mixture of experience, and obviously the youth coming through. And then also you look at Tim Agapa bringing in his 7th experience. I mean, seeing him run with the ball in hand is one of the best scenes in rugby. But with that said, I mean, the team is looking really good. Obviously captained by Thor himself. He took the weekend off from Avengers, and he's playing this weekend for the Bulls. But yeah, the guys are, and this team does look solid. And then obviously, not forgetting guys like Travis Ismail that is back again wearing the blue jersey again. So yeah, very strong squad, very strong team, and definitely one to be reckoned with. This coming weekend.
No, I'm pretty excited to see the Bulls, in action again because there's a lot of youngsters that would again wanting to stake their claim. A lot of guys now obviously making their appearances for the very first time on the bigger platform. So very excited for the Bulls. There you have
Yeah,
the Emirates Lions team, and they've given us their starting lineup,
yeah,
led by experienced campaigner Elton Yankees. He was part of Rassie Erasmus World Cup winning squad. He will be at number 10 and captaining the squad. This Lions team is certainly in a building phase. They've
yeah.
lost a lot of players, and they also now won the services of the number 12 Burger Orendal, who's moved from Pretoria just across the road to Ellis Park, and he will play for the Lions, but bringing along a lot of experience. But but certainly this Lions team with all the young players, I'm pretty sure that they would want to use the next few years to
Yeah.
again build that squad. 3 4 years ago, the Lions dominated South Africa in terms of union rugby. They were hands down the better side. And now all of a sudden they have Ruan Janse van Rensburg playing overseas, Lionel Mapu no longer there. They've got Andries Kutsia who's
Big
left.
losses.
So there's a lot of players that has moved. I'm glad to see Jacob Kriel back, but a young squad. They will certainly have the work cut out to match the Stormer squad. We look at the Stormer squad now, very strong squad. This young Lions squad would probably want to run the Stormers off their feet and not become too physical with the Stormers because this is not the Lions squad that we've seen over the years.
No, for sure. And again, one thing about youth is, you run from all angles. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to, this will definitely be a very, interesting game to watch. I'm excited to see, one Disile Simelane. On 13, always been, he's a great talent, and we'd like to see him, make that number 13 jersey his own for the next couple of years. I'm also interested to see like the front row. The front row looks interesting as well. Ruan Dreyer also, been around quite a while as well. And then looking at the lock selection, I mean Marvin Ori has also been on the fringes of box selection. So it'll be great to see him also, putting up his hand and being accounted for. But a very exciting team, a team that could run from all past the field, which is will make for exciting rugby, of course. So
You
yeah,
you you want you want you wanted to say they could run the Stormers, or did I misunderstand you?
kom ons gaan nou na die Sharks toe team. Sharks team, Annie, dankie. Let's go to the Sharks team. Okay.
Chelsea Sharks team.
Yeah.
Let's just have a peek at the Sharks team. I think the blend of youth and experience is brilliant. Just look at that group of backline players before we get to the forwards. You've
Yeah.
got JP Peterson, Lucanio and then obviously you've got Kerwin Bosch there, and the mix of youngsters. I'm excited to see these youngsters go. I've mentioned the name of Jordan Chait. He's moved to Durban. I rate this youngster very, very highly. He's gonna push Kerwin Bosch to the edge for that jersey. Kerwin obviously has been with the Sharks for quite a while. And then exciting news: Mani Lebok moved from the Bulls. I think Mani should have played a lot of more games for the Bulls, but unfortunately, Jake White having different plans with Mornay Steyn, the more experienced guy. Mani moves to the Sharks, and I'm hoping that he can make that number 15 jersey his own. But again, the backs of the Sharks looks like a proper blend between exciting youngsters and experience. And then obviously, I just want to zoom into one player for one specific reason in the forwards. Sikumbuze Noche. This guy
Yeah.
has been knocking on the Springbok door since his time in Cape Town. And he's moved
Yeah.
to the Sharks, and I've seen a revelation with Noche. The reason why I want to zoom into this player, we haven't seen an actual deputy for Dwayne Vermeulen. Dwayne Vermeulen, he's right on the edge of his career. Perhaps we will still see him in the British and Irish Lions tour, but how long after that? And then we are looking to replace Dwayne Vermeulen with a proper, skillful number 8.
Yeah.
Noche has worked on his conditioning, and I'm hoping to see Noche come good this season.
No, for sure. I mean, if you look at how he he ran teams ragged in the beginning of this year. The move to Durban has been a revelation for him. So he's been able to run with the ball and really play to his strengths. But for me, I'm looking at the back line again, and sorry, the guys, a few comments coming through. This Glenn Group saying Manile Bok, Humansdorp product. So well done. Humansdorp coming through strong there. But guys, just to mention, if you're looking at the Sharks background, it's a very powerful background. It's also blends of youth and experience, and bringing Werner Kok again, a 7-star, and he'll obviously bring some crazy amount of skills. I mean, besides his real tough and ruggedness, he's a really good player and someone to watch. And I want to see him, shine in the 15-man game, of course. But yeah, very strong team. Definitely a few young guys again coming through. But I agree with you. Noche has been on the fringes for a while, and Noche is definitely one that could take that step up. As a either a bench player with the box or into the starting lineup. Again, he's a fantastic player. Definitely see him, ruffling a few feathers, especially when it comes to, injuries or even players not being available because of international duties. It's players like Noche that will definitely come through, for the box later in the year. So yeah, guys, a few guys coming. I see Avery Boer saying Sharks overrated. Ina. Ek het eina deel. Ek het eina deel bygesit, ja. So guys, I didn't want to leave this the best for last, but I mean, hey.
Yeah. We go to the Stormers side and social media goes absolutely crazy. This is supposed to be a national show. In fact, there's people overseas, as far as New Zealand, who've been watching the show. And we put up the DHL Stormers team sheet, and the traffic moves on social media. We certainly have a biased viewers group as well. But listen, DHL Stormers on paper should win all of the other 3 teams that we've just shown. For one reason and for one reason only, they've got a lot of talent, but they've got a big group of guys that had a taste of international rugby. Look at that front row. Steven Kitshoff, Kara Ntubeni, Frans Malherbe. In comparison with what we saw from the other teams, this team should actually be top. But rugby word nie op papier gespeel, die rugby word tussen die 4 lyne gespeel. I want to zoom into one player, the player that I am expecting to come good in Cape Town, to play to his full potential. Warwick Galant. Warwick has played for the Bulls, and he's been obviously the deputy to Willie Leroux in the Springbok squad for quite some time. This guy's got serious talent. I don't believe that the Blue Bulls game plan suited Warwick. I believe that with Dan du Plessis, Rikus Pretorius, and then Damian Willemse at 10, they can really bring Warwick into the game. And I watch Warwick Galant. I think Warwick is in the inside lane, with Fassi now being injured for the Sharks. Warwick is my man to wear the green and gold when the British and Irish Lions visit in 2021. I'm going to put my head on the block and make that prediction.
Put your Sharks jersey on the block rather, man. But anyway, no, for sure. I think Warwick has, he's been a star for quite a while. And yes, he's being at Stormers. Hopefully, it will suit his gameplay. He's a very talented player. He's fast from the get-go, and he's kind of player that can change and make backlines flow. In the way he slots into a backline, when on front foot ball, it's fantastic to see. My player to watch in this game is Joano Augustus. I think he's been a player that's obviously been earmarked as one of the top guys coming through the ranks as well. The youngster, sorry. But he's a great talent, and if you looked at the first couple of games of the season, he was phenomenal. Besides tackling, his running, his passing was fantastic, and I think he had a great link with the backline as well. So I'm really keen to see how he will perform tomorrow. Yes, it will be the first game, and like we mentioned earlier, rust could be a factor. But yeah, and then again, the other player that I'm really interested in seeing and wanting him to excel for quite a while is Siobela Senatla. I see Edward McDonald saying Senatla not made for 15s. certain players are, skilled for certain, games. But we'd like to see, we've known Sinatla as having the talent to really, play both. We hope at least that he'll be able to play both sides. But here's an opportunity to kind of show that he is meant to play. He is as versatile as we would always have hoped him to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were hoping to see
Did
how he's going to play.
you see on the replacement bench, number 26, with Dylan Late's move, that is his younger brother Tristan Lates,
Mm,
gets a go in the Stormer side. He's seen a few game
yeah.
time in Western Province Union, but the younger brother now obviously hoping to fill the big boots of older brother, seeing that Dylan has moved abroad.
Yeah, the bench obviously, does have it's a bit thinner on depth. Besides Bongi Manambe as obviously, being, the incumbent
Yeah.
Springbok hooker. But there's again, like we said, it's opportunity for youngsters to come through. And we should see them getting more game time. Depending on how far the game would be, but we definitely see some youngsters coming through. On all, in fact, on all teams. So yeah. So guys, thanks. It's been quite a few comments. We'll run through a few comments quickly. A lot of
I see
a
there's a
lot of
lot of
yeah, a lot of I mean, besides guys saying Sharks. Did I mention Sharks are overrated? Sorry, I don't think I mentioned that. But Abel Boer
yeah,
saying Sharks are
you can
overrated,
mention it again. You can mention it again. Let's
and
let's
then
just hope the start come
we
good on Saturday.
we have
I see
a
Gareth.
Gareth Butler. Is die net 'n Stormers en Sharks show? Wat van die Lions en die Bulle? Kyk,
Yeah,
there's
maybe
always
we will
there's
try it out early.
there's guys
Yeah,
with
Gareth.
identity crisis, man.
Yeah, I can.
Thanks.
I assume Gareth supports either the Lions or the Bulls. So yeah, Gareth. Next time we will certainly get ourselves a jersey.
How's it,
There,
Rodwell?
Rodwell,
Thanks for
yeah, Rodwell.
tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Who's that lovely lady? I know that lovely lady. Hello to you too.
Like, so yeah,
And
these guys will all like we are saying these players will all attempt to stake a claim for the British and Irish Lions tour next year. Speaking
yeah,
of British and Irish Lions, there was a lot of excitement to try and get a ticket. There was a application process. Yes, it was a website. I went on, I applied, and they said, listen, now the waiting game starts. So from the 26th of September, SA Rugby will now inform all the applicants whether you've been successful or unsuccessful. Some of us applied for the midweek games. Some of us tried our luck and applied for for the test game in Cape Town, which I did. Maar ek het die R500 kaartjie gevat. Die other tickets is ek bedoel it's a klein karretjie se prys. If you want to sit ringside, it started from 1,500 rand and then obviously ringside ticket up to 2,500 rand. En dan het ek nog nie eers ietsie geëet en gedrinkie. So that is 'n bietjie buite my pryskategorie. So I went for the 500 rand tickets. There's a woo op die stadion, so I would take bietjie of maybe have some binoculars. But if I get approved, I will be there. It's a big thing. We knew what happened in 2009. Ons het hulle sterk tussen die bene teruggestuur. But an interesting thing was, I do recall that those games, it was a very 50-50 affair in the stands. Daar was rooi. I don't know whether
yeah.
SA Rugby got it wrong with the allocations, but it felt to me that it was the allocation was 50-50. And we hope that we will see more of the local boys with the green and gold in the stands, because the British and Irish Lions tour party, they can be very, very hostile. It's our country. It's an away game for them. They're visiting South Africa and not vice versa.
No, for sure. I was at the first test in 2009, and it was on Kings Park, and it was crazy to see the amount of red. The one stand was just covered in red, and again, we're not sure how the allocations went in terms of ticket sales. But yeah, it was. I would almost go as far as possibly saying 60%. In terms of favor of being there and seeing all the red jerseys that were there. But yeah, we, as SA fans, we need to. This is a once in every 12-year opportunity to see the Lions in action, and I mean, what a great opportunity to see them live. It brings back that old feeling of just that 3 test match series, the week games, and it just makes that old school feel of rugby tours again alive. It brings it alive again for us. So it's going to be exciting. And again, with reference to 2009, it was close. I think we won the second test, and it was due to a penalty that Moniten slotted from a
Correct.
Ron
Yeah.
Nagara
Yeah.
penalty, which was also controversial at some point as well. But yeah, it's an opportunity for us to cement our status as world champions. And again, it's again playing against the top teams or top players from Europe would be a great challenge and a great battle as well. So we can't take them lightly, and not just the fact that we're playing at home and we should assume that we will just pitch up and we'll be able to win. The Europe teams, the UK teams, has really brought some amazing talent to the fore of the last couple of years. Let's hope Owen Farrell he's not banned again. Because we know it was Widmer Hyman's tackle ratio and the way tackles complete, if you can call it a tackle. But it'll be great to see those players, playing on our shores. En obviously, ja, ek het dieselfde gedoen. Ek is daar bo, Harvey Falls hang. Ek is daar bo. At least I can say I was there. I'm going to get me a proper camera.
If we are lucky.
Yeah. I'm gonna get me a proper camera just to zoom in, just to say, right there's a clean manicure. That's the Boko that's playing in front of me. So yeah.
Just for the experience. So to the viewers out there, did you apply for tickets? Give us a comment. Are you going to the midweek games? Because obviously, as you know by now, the British and Irish Lions will also play the Stormers in Cape Town. I don't expect that there will be as much as a demand for the midweek games because there's obviously going to be a big demand for the test. We've got Eugene Seabrits again happened with their last tour to New Zealand as well. Seemed like the All Blacks played away. Perfect tour ended in a draw. I do recall also a controversial incident in the last test match where the ball was knocked forward from a kickoff, and then they had to go back. A very tight series. A proper British and Irish Lions team that went to New Zealand. It was close. They're going to run us close, Alberic. I'll tell you why. The Ireland, Scotland, and England, they are still very hurt because of what happened in the World Cup. But what I'm seeing, in terms of the European leagues, but also Ireland, Scotland, to a lesser extent, Wales, but England more specifically. Proper players to select. Tuilangi is playing again. Vanipola is playing and should be the first choice. Dit gaan 'n proper British and Irish Lions team wees. Playing a underplayed Springbok side. There's not going to be a lot of time for Nienaber to get his team ready. They will play in the rugby championships. There will be a few months to prep, and then the influx of red to our country. We don't want to lose against these guys. We are number 1 on the IRB ranking at present. Ons is die world champions. We need to be competitive. We need to make sure that we are ready because they are coming and they are coming hard.
No, for sure, and that's the thing. I mean, to back. I mean, we saw it happen at Newlands early in the year when the English played against the Proteas, and if you remember correctly, the last day, I think we need to bat out that last day, and the support that was there was crazy. The Barmy Army went nuts and basically took the team, and that swung the series actually. That match, the test match. I mean, they leveled the series and obviously won the next 2, I think. But yeah, so the support for them will be huge. Obviously, with them coming to our shores, it's like a holiday for them, and the exchange rate will be fantastic for them. So yeah, for us, we need to fill as much 3,000 seats, 2,000, and the 500 seats as possible. And yeah, just showing support to the boys. They'll definitely need it. And again, the squads, the type of players that are playing in England, sorry, in the UK at least, are really world class, and they've really come to the fore. If you look at, for example, what happened in the World Cup, yes, Ireland didn't play that well, and Scotland to come through, but as a collective team, it's going to be massive. It's going to be a real challenge. It's going to be something really, a fantastic, competition or test series to behold. Very excited about it. So yeah. Let's see.
Guys,
and again, I mean,
go for it.
Sorry,
I see the comments. Kobe will dance around the Lions. Die guy is a groot Kobe fan, yeah, ne? But
yeah. Seems like he's
we wanted to show a clip of Cheston of what he did last week for Toulouse. That guy is a rugby genius, and in my opinion, now the best player, back and forward, the best rugby player globally now. He
Fantastic.
played in he played last
Fantastic.
week in four positions. He played scrum half. He played in a flyer position. Absolutely ran over the inside center. He scored a majestic try, and also he just tortured the defense with his attacking play. This is a
Yeah.
special player, and you know what? It's really really sad that he had to move from Cape Town to prove himself in France and then get selected. And again, when he was selected, he wasn't the first choice in the Springbok squad. You
Yeah.
remember Nkosi getting injured, in comes Chezi, and he just makes that position his own. If he's fit, if he stays fit, he's definitely going to be our number one wing if the British and Irish Lions do arrive, because what a special player.
For sure. It's like nothing. Like every week, you see him players like he just exceeds your expectation. With every week. And he was a beast this weekend. I mean, he was all
Oh,
over the
it was.
place. He
Oh.
was tackling, like you said, bumping off players, and he was just majestic,
Did
man.
you see Jerome
Stepping
Kino
Dylan Lates.
lifting him up? It's Jerome
Yeah,
Kino lifting
exactly.
him up to feel the kickoff.
Exactly. He's
He's
all over.
taken rugby to a new level, and he's
Yeah.
also, in my opinion, he's shown smaller players smaller of stature. Work on your
Yeah.
conditioning. Do the basic well. If you want to tackle, hit the guy on the legs. Do the
Yeah.
basics
Yeah.
first, and then the other things will come. And you can be a world class player even if you weigh 80 kgs.
Yes, no, for sure. And again, you've seen him even in last year's, in the rugby championship. He kept, Ioane, at bay. He kept him at bay, for large, parts of those test matches that were played. And again, he's phenomenal. I mean, we cannot explain the amount of talent that Cheslin Colby has. That he's always had. And like you said, he's had the opportunity to show it in France. And so sad that he had to take that move. And we can't see him play. It would be great to see him playing on Newlands, running the Sharks ragged every weekend. But, it's a pity, man. But
For sure.
it's a pity, man. It's a pity.
Guys,
Yeah.
we promised to keep the show to 30 minutes. I see there's a few guys saying, make it an hour show. It's a half an hour show. We are coming to the end of this show. It's our very first live show. I think we thoroughly enjoyed it. Edward McDonald saying, nice job, guys. Really appreciate it, Edward. I tracked your run on Strava this morning. You're doing good. We're hoping to see you in one of the bigger marathons. Obviously, duplicating those times, which you did over 12 kilometers, but I'm tracking you. So thanks so much for the comments. Jerusalem has taken the country and the world by storm. It's Heritage Day. Go and perform your Jerusalem dance with your family, with your friends around the Braaivleis Vieren. We've seen Jerusalem just, Master KG and his song. Spain, New Zealand, England. Almal is dit. Ken jy steps, hè? Oor dit kom vir ons om te doen een keer op Tekkel show. So guys,
We've been asked to do it. We've been asked, we've been challenged out.
Ons het lyk my ons sukkel 'n bietjie met die dinges, but we will do it.
Yeah.
We will do it live.
Yeah, the problem is, man, we've got this screen here that's just that size, man. And we can't do much more than this. We're just in a block here, man. So it's a pity, man. But yeah, we'll try to bring something through in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, Jerusalem is taking the overstorm. I see Cristiano Ronaldo, putting one of his family videos together and using Jerusalem as a backtrack, and that's great to see. I mean, that's something that you want to again seeing our one of our songs on the world stage. It's fantastic. I've got a little something to show you guys. Give me a second.
Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze moto wami awukhula nami ilondoloze.
Heini, ons kan het doen,
Hey,
man.
nah.
Ons kan het doen, man.
Ons kan het doen.
We can
Ons kan
do
het
it,
doen.
man. Guys, guys, thanks for all the comments. It's been great. Everybody that's tuned in, thanks so much. This was our first live show. Hoping to do many more. And yeah, guys, please stay tuned. We've got a very exciting guest this coming weekend, as we always say. But this guest, you will really enjoy.
Unique.
Unique as all the other guests were before. But yeah, you guys will enjoy it. We look forward to again bringing another inspirational person to the fore. As we always say, encouraging a culture of recognition. And that's what we're all about. So guys, thank you so much for all the comments. Heini, it's been fantastic. Been great.
Absolutely brilliant. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. It's been a Heritage Day. It's been a long day. Still take out half an hour to watch our show, our very first live show on demand. Thanks so much for all the comments. We can't read all the comments, but for those of you that commented on some of the topics that we've discussed, we really love you. And thanks so much for watching our show. Check it out at Tekkel Tech, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Until next time, sharks!
There's a storm.